Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to use a cartridge called Just Because Cards from Cricut and some accompanying things to take basically Just Because Cards is a great cartridge if you just want straightforward, simple, everything's been done for you cards, and it will let you cut the card base and all the bits that go with it. But what I wanted to do, as in one of my previous videos, is I wanted to show you how you take a simple cut card with simple layering and all that, and just zhuzh it up. I'm going to say the zhuzh word. We're going to zhuzh this up a little bit. So I've got a Stampin' Up stencil from a while ago, and it kind of looks like leaves to me. So I'm stenciling this onto, I believe this is sticky note cardstock from Lawn Fawn, and I'm using some So Saffron ink from Stampin' Up, and it's not the same color, but it's very similar, so it works really well. And I just kept going backwards and forwards over it, and because it's easy to line up, if I found that there was an area that was too light, I could just line it up again and ink over the top, and just to deepen that ink color. But this way you're taking a plain card, which is absolutely fine, and you're making it just a little more interesting. So you can do this, you can stamp on the background, you know, you can use your stencils with some paste, you can do all sorts of things. But I just wanted to show you that this is one way to get a really quick like added dimension without actual bulk. And also it just gives it some more interest. So this is about a 7, I want to say it's about a 3 by 8 inch card. So it's about, it's like a slimline, it's basically a slimline card. And this is actually one in the Just Because cards, and I thought it was appropriate for spring as well, so that's why I'm doing it as part of sort of, I'm not doing a series as such this year for like spring Easter, but I'm sort of doing it around about this time so you guys get some ideas for spring and Easter and bunnies and chocolates, and why not? It's that time of year. So this piece of cardstock is a raspberry piece, and I think this is either Gina K or this might be Lawn Fawn as well. And I actually thought, when I dug this out, I actually thought it was the Lovely Lipstick by Stampin' Up cardstock, because that's actually the color that I was thinking in my head at the time. And it turns out it's not. It's from one of the other companies. But I used the same color for the top of that flower as well. And so I took the Lovely Lipstick Stampin' Up ink and inked just the edges of that piece that's going to sit on there, and the flower. Just giving it a bit more dimension. You could stencil on it. You could add some, use a stamp with the same color, so you got tone on tone. If you had some sort of stamp in a something, whatever the pattern is, it could be circles, dots, flowers, whatever it is. But again, it's just to give it another sort of, just lifts it a bit and makes it, just takes it on to the next level. So if you go from being, you know, a very basic, or you're very new to card making, then Just Because Cards is great for that, because it gives you the staples for what you need for a card, and card elements and everything that goes on it, and toppers, or whatever you call it these days. And then if you want to take it one step further, then this is another way to do that. So the main card shows you that you can put this red piece on the right against the bottom of the card, but I'm actually going to leave a bit of a gap. So I'm going to stick everything flat to this, and again, you could add dimension. You could put this on foam adhesive to lift it off the card. The world's the limit, honestly. You can do whatever you like, but I love how we're taking a very simple card that is already done for you on Just Because cards, and there's lots of other cartridges that Cricut have that are same idea, where it'll just give you everything you need to make a really quick card, but this is just a nice way to lift it and make it something of your own as well. So I'm going to keep everything flat. I'm not putting any dimension on this, and I'm going to stick everything flat with a bit of wet adhesive. So just taking my flower that I've now put together, and although there were some really teeny tiny little pieces, they were pretty easy to put together, so not too difficult. And 3 layers, it's not exactly, in fact it's 2 layers, it's just a couple of different colors for the flower. And then that's stuck on, and I'm using the design exactly how it shows in Just Because cards. I figured, why not mess something up or tweak it or change it when it's right there? You don't even have to think about it. But again, you can do whatever you want. You can, if you want to mix up like the design of it, go for it. All the elements are there for you to create whatever you want and to make it your own. And that's also the whole point of this. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to lift it a bit. I've got a aqua shimmer from Nouveau Tonic Studios, and this is kind of like it's like a white glitter, I suppose, within the pen. It's like a shimmer rather than a glitter. And what I was showing you there on the tip is that if it's picking up ink, it's picking up the red ink, the lovely lipstick ink. Just wipe that off before you go to your next color, because I kept picking it up from the strip of red as well, which you can't see in the end, but as I was doing it, I was like, oh, grabbed a bit there. So just be aware, it will pick up other color. So if you've used something that is water-based, it will react, because it's wet, it will react to that ink as well, and move it. So I was going, I know it's in fast motion, but I was going pretty carefully with this. And I'm going to show you the shimmer that you'll get. But I'm also, because this is another favorite thing of mine, is I'm going to add, and I'm using Nouveau's Crystal Glaze, but you could easily use Glossy Accents. It will do the same thing, but Glossy Accents is much thicker, so it will have a bit more dimension on it, whereas this is much thinner in its consistency. And so it tends to, you definitely want to dry this flat, because I was moving one of my cards around in an upcoming video. I was moving it around, and yeah, it's the actual liquid of the glaze started to move, and I was like, oh, let's keep that flat, otherwise it will go everywhere. So definitely dry it flat. It doesn't take horrendously long to dry. I'd say probably half hour to an hour. It's probably touch dry, but I leave them overnight, leave them 24 hours, and definitely long enough. 24 hours at least, I'd say, before you think about putting it in an envelope, because even if it's not completely set and it's touch dry, it may still, if it gets squashed or something, then it may actually dent it or damage it. But I love putting the glaze over this shimmer pen. I've used the Spectrum Noir one as well, which is a great one. That's got more of a, that's got a white tone in it and a white sort of shimmer in it. And then the other one that is nice is the Wink of Stella, and that's got more of a gold shimmer in it. But I love putting the glazes over the top of that. It's something stunning. I know at the moment you can't see this, so if you want to see a close-up of this, go and check out my Instagram. But this, once it's dry, at the moment it's got this milkiness to it. Once it's dry and it's crystal clear, that shimmer from behind sparkles so much and it's so divine. So it's just one of my favorite little things to do, you know, with that. So there you go. So we've taken what is a very simple card from Just Because Cards, which again, I've said before, is a great cartridge anyway. And Mum, I know you have this one, and you're making it your own. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next time, guys. Bye.